What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk about uh, Deandre Ayton, right? And the statements that Deandre Ayton, not just his statements that he made about Clint Capela, but DeAndre Ayton, like his approach to basketball and and his professional career. Uh, DeAndre Ayton, first of all, what he said about Clint Capella, like he's not Clint Capella, and he don't like people comparing him to Clint Capella, right? And Shaq got on him, and who else? And Charles Barkley got on him for that. And also, I think Kenny Smith kind of got on him a little bit, and all of them was pointing out that Clint Capella is not a bad basketball player to pattern your career after. Uh, all of them, I think, agree that Clint Capella had a better professional career than DeAndre Ayton. And I think that DeAndre Ayton is an example, he's an example of how sometimes people and everybody do it at one point in time in their life, but how you can get in your own way. You know, DeAndre Ayton has always been a sensitive type basketball player. And I think that comes from it comes from when DeAndre Ayton was growing up and he was taller than most kids and he used to get teased. They used to say he was tall for no reason because at the time he was real tall, he was really tall, but he couldn't play basketball. And so by the time DeAndre Ayton learned how to play basketball and turned into a really good basketball player, he had enough promise and potential where as though it led to him being the number one draft choice in the NBA draft, right? Or going. I'm not sure if he was a number one draft choice. I know he went the first round, right? And so he went the first round, and I think because people picked on him when he was earlier in his life, he is the kind of person who is very, he don't like for people to talk about him or anything, and it's hard to kind of give him direction, and it's hard to give him any type of criticism because he was picked on, and I think he still carries that around with him, and I think is that attitude has it helped to get him to the NBA, but it didn't serve him well when he was, like he lacked the ability to look around him and see how the league was going and how he can better himself, right? And so that's where I think the statements come from when he said it, don't compare him to Clint Capella, because I think he believes in his heart that like what he is doing is the right thing for him. And he also believes that he is being he's being snubbed and kind of like stifled the same way he was when he was growing up. So with that being said, I wanna keep that in mind while listening to what Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith had to say about him, their reactions to his comments.
Sir, why is just the mention of the Lakers fire you up so much?
Because I get sick of people talking about their contenders. Listen,
Well, their issue is with the people who are covering.
they got to talk.
They got,
But there's still an attraction for basketball
you
fans
talk about
to watch
soccer.
LeBron James
They
and
are.
Luka Doncic with the big fella here.
Yes.
Because some of the conversation this week surrounding the Lakers was around DeAndre Ayton and his role on that team, and he's not satisfied with his role. Here's the latest from J.J. Redick about DeAndre Ayton.
I think it's probably unnatural for players to have, a skill set and feel like they're not getting to use all of that skill set and then being asked to do other stuff. This is a team sport and everybody has to do their job, and not just DA, but that's what this is. We got to do our job. If you could like pinpoint one thing is like for our entire team is like we're trying to find some level of consistency night to night, not just individually as players, but as a group, we're still coaching DA, and we're still hoping we get night-to-night consistency.
In the locker.
All right, so that was JJ Redick, right? And JJ Redick, that actually kind of sets it up, because DeAndre Ayton thinks that maybe they should be, drawing up more plays for him, or they should run the offense through him a little bit more often. Whereas though in a team sport, the role that you want may not be the role that the team see you in. And so what DeAndre have to do, and I think most players in the NBA or on any team go through that, because in high school, most players, these professional players were stars, and college they were stars. But when you get to the NBA, the professionals, most players have to fulfill a role, like what was the guy name? Jackson, right? What's the Jackson name? Well, let's just take Ray Allen for example. Like Ray Allen in college was more of a slasher, but by the time his NBA career, he developed into a really good 3-point shooter. He wasn't known for that, but that is the role that teams needed him to fulfill, and he excelled at that role. And now Ray Allen is like going down in history as one of the better 3-point shooters, right? So just imagine if Ray Allen, stuck to, I want to be a slasher, I want to fill the lanes, and I just want to dunk on people. He wouldn't have been able to go down in history as one of the greatest 3-point shooters, because that's not what he was known for. But that's what he developed that role and developed that game. And now he's one of the best 3-point shooters. And so that kind of goes to what falls into also what Shaq and Kenny and what's the guy, Charles Barkley, are going to say, because the only way to work through that situation is to master or excel at the role that the teams give you, and then you'll get more opportunities thrown your way.
After a game, Ayton said, they're trying to make me Clint Capela. And Clint Capela said, you got two of the best floor generals in the game, my dog, lock in. So what do you make of DeAndre Ayton's dissatisfaction and the response by Clint Capela?
Kenny talks about this all the time. If you play hard, you can get things done. He's not Clint Capela, because Clint Capela plays hard every game. Clint Capela is a role player. DeAndre Ayton is a role player. You're not going to be on the same team with LeBron and Luka and think you're going to get shots.
Well, Austin Reeves.
However, though, all these plays right here, they're for you. So if you just do your job, pick and rebound and run the court, you can get easy buckets. I wish my career was this easy, because I play with guys that really used to give me the ball: Penny Hardaway, D Wade, Scott Skiles. But listen, you just shut the hell up and do your job and do it all the time and do it consistently, it wouldn't be a problem. See, my problem with him is he don't play hard all the time. He don't play consistent all the time. 6 to 7 drop-offs, that's 12 points. You run the court a couple times, when your guy shooting 3, you run past him, that's another 6 points. They go 18 points right there. So I don't want to hear no excuse from him. He don't play all the time. He's the key for them to get to that next level. I used to love when my coach used to come in when we had a lot of expectations and, we weren't playing well. They have 24 games left. I would love JJ Redick to come in and say, hey, we need this home court advantage. I demand you guys go 17-7. And all the guys step up, because right now they are in the 6th seed, but look, they're one game out of home court advantage. If they can get that home court advantage, anything is possible. I played on a team where we wasn't expected to win in 2006 Miami, and we end up winning. So anything is happening. So I disagree with Chuck with them not being contenders. Anything can happen. Injuries, them getting, the right matchups, anything can happen. But DeAndre.
So the Lakers are contenders?
DeAndre Ayton.
The Lakers are contenders?
DeAndre Ayton is an important factor, and he needs to step up. He needs to shut the hell up and just step up.
You talk about.
All right, so Shaq said, it'll be easy for him to get 18 points if he just play hard, right, and play consistent. And that's another thing. So if DeAndre Ayton is not satisfied with his role on the team, he don't help his situation by not being a hard player, not playing hard, and not, hustling on a consistent basis. So that's not going to help his situation. But let's hear what Kenny Smith had to say and Charles Barkley.
Inconsistency too. Last 3 games, 4 points, 21
Yeah, you
points,
can't-
2 points.
You can't even,
The Lakers are contenders?
anything is possible. They're in the 6th seed. Anything is possible.
Yeah, well, we won it from 6.
I
would say this.
You compared him to Akeem Olajuwon now instead of Clint Capela?
You know, I mean, the Lakers are.
You're
They're
putting
6th
words
seed.
into the Jets' mouth.
He said they were the number 6 seed. They had Akeem Olajuwon. So you compared him?
No.
Yeah, but anything is possible.
This is what I'm saying. I can explain exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm listening.
So if you're given the chance.
Yeah, if you, anyone who has a job in the world will understand exactly what I'm saying. Deandre Ayton has a skill set that is probably bigger than the role they give him. He doesn't just need drop-off passes. If you throw him the basketball,
He's not a
at times,
post-up player.
I'm just
Stop
saying
it.
that certain
Stop it.
times he can
Stop it. He's
score.
not a post-up
Maybe he
player
feels
or
like
pick
that.
and popper. I don't care.
I
what
told you, good
he
luck in
ain't.
getting this out.
So,
not.
but my point being, anyone who has worked, the only way you get an expanded role is through excellence in the role that they give you. And so if he becomes excellent at that role, he's shooting 7 for 9 consistently every
He
night.
had that role in
3
Portland,
blocks.
and what he do?
Then we would say, we'll expand his role and
He
possibly
was a
drop
man
the
in
ball
Portland.
into
What did he
you
do, Chuck?
to
What did he do?
score.
He was
No,
a man
but
in
it's not a
I
consistent
just want to
basis.
hear Einstein over here tell us
Dominating
lies
was
to
a man in
America.
Portland. Dominating was a man in Portland.
Listen, man. Let me
You're
tell
the
you
one who said he should be scoring 20 points and 10. And when I said he can't do that on that team,
Why can't
now,
he? Why can't he?
They just showed 5 or
can't-
6 drop-offs.
Wait,
you're
first
not-
of all, so
you're going to get
it's your
4
turn.
drop-offs is 8
15
points.
All right, so I think both Kenny Smith and Shaq have good points. Shaq said he need to hustle and be more consistent. Kenny Smith says that he needs to be more dominant at what he do. Like he has to, the little role that he do have, if we want that to expand, he has to get better at that. Which they kind of saying the same thing, because he can't get better if he's not being consistent, and he's not playing hard all the time, right? So it basically falls, in my opinion, back down to Deandre Ayton. I said it from the beginning, like when the Lakers said he was announced that he was coming to the team. I said, unless Deandre Ayton is really on a mission to try to change the narrative that has been surrounding him since he's been in the league the last few years, then it's this thing could go sideways. And sure enough, it's just going sideways. So that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'm gonna check y'all out in the next video. Peace.